So, welcome back to the channel. It's Matt the Strategist, or Matt Siebert, however you guys may know me. I've got a bit of a heart-to-heart video today. I figured a lot of the content recently has been very business-specific and kind of specific to strategy, content strategy, and helping you guys out. And I figured we'd do a little bit of a piece today more about me, some of my history. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have to understand who you're listening to be able to trust me as well. So I figured I'm going to kind of just start by discussing my upbringing a little bit. I was born on a private island and kind of grew up on an island just off the coast of Zanzibar called Manemba Island. And I came back to Cape Town after this and spent most of my weeks growing up in a politician's house along the coast in Clifton, Camps Bay area in Cape Town, South Africa. So I figured I'd give some context about how I've learned, philosophy, business, content strategy through my upbringing, etc., etc. So let's start at the beginning of that context. And I think also, just before I dive into all of this, I want you to realize why I'm doing this. No one really cares about your knowledge and skills. We care about your context. It's that value that you attach to knowledge and skills that actually just gives it weight. That's why I share this stuff through a very operationally transparent lens, and you guys can check out the video I just posted on my YouTube today. Actually, I literally just clicked post. If you guys want to basically understand a little bit more about formats, offers, acquisition platforms, and actually how to post and communicate, so you guys can take a look at that. But today's focus, let's begin by going back a little bit, obviously, to where I grew up. Both of my parents were in the travel industry. I mean, it was a great thing for me growing up because I was exposed to a shitload. I'll be very, very transparent there. I am often transparent about my upbringing. I very literally grew up on a private island. I'll put some stuff on the screen so you guys can have a look with me. Manemba Island. It's a 5-star little resort tucked away, a little small place off the coast of Zanzibar, so it's even smaller than Zanzibar itself. It's beautiful. I mean, really just crystal clear waters. People living on the island were obviously only the lodge itself. There was no one else but me and really my family, and it was quite an incredible experience. I mean, to be honest with you, my house on the island didn't even have a door. When I came to Cape Town, I was like, damn, this is actually intensely different. So from white sand beaches and crystal blue waters to Cape Town, South Africa, it's been a very cool journey. But about that experience, obviously growing up very young, seeing a lot. I mean, I grew up obviously experiencing what individuals work a lifetime to pay for. You know what I mean? This resort, I think right now, is priced about $7,500 a night. I try visit as often as I can, obviously when I've got time off work, and just go see home. I miss it a lot right now, to be honest with you. But that being said, I was exposed into quite an intense lifestyle, and I, again, was just living in what people were spending almost 10 grand a night US. And it was incredible. It was very freeing, but I think that exposure at such a young age molded me into the type of person who, I can't lie, I had a lot. So I found other ways to appreciate and find meaning inside of what I had. So I was a very creative person, you know what I mean? Although I was on a 5-star resort island, just this little kid growing up, I remember I would always really be playing with my imagination and running around the island, thinking I'm in Star Wars or some shit. And that was me, pretty much my whole life growing up. I didn't really have any friends when I was in Tanzania and Zanzibar still. It literally just was me and my family. And I was exposed to also watching my parents be very successful in the travel space. I've watched my mom do over $50 million in sales, well over $50 million in sales for and beyond the agency, the travel company. She works quite high up for the agency itself. And my father, I've watched him literally start and run countless lodges across Africa. And I mean, in my mind, I was exposed to a lot of success. I can't lie. Like from a very young age, my parents were both nomads themselves, both entrepreneurs themselves at heart. To be honest with you, and that exposed me to two people who were at this life to get the most out of this life and to, you know what I mean, experience this life to the fullest. And they obviously showed me that you can actually obviously achieve a lot at a very young age. Again, like it was pretty much normal for me back then, like just submerged in growing up. So a little bit of time passed, reality kicks in. Let's be real. I had to kind of focus more on schooling, and high school and colleges were going to come up. So my mother and father moved me to Cape Town, South Africa. Beautiful place. Obviously, I'm not entirely sure what drove them to come here, but it is, you know, not a complaint of mine. I love Cape Town. It's beautiful. It's like a little, you know, more relaxed Miami, if you must, or Los Angeles, if you must. And yeah, so I came to Cape Town, South Africa for schooling, and I really didn't enjoy schooling growing up, to be honest with you. I was a very quiet individual. I was a very shy individual for most of my life. And you know, till this day, I'm still very introverted. And I think a lot of people, because of the way I speak and how clear I speak on content, a lot of people don't know this about me deeply. I spend a lot of time by myself because I love being by myself. I grew up like this, and you know, I'm an only child. So it's a space where, you know, I can be me, I can create. So there's a lot of power in that. So I always held that, and it kind of pushed me through, you know, school when I first moved here, because I moved into, and obviously, like, I had no friends again. Cool, nothing I wasn't used to. Shout out. So we powered through school, and I kind of very quickly cemented myself in a group that we connected because of our associations, which was skateboarding and the love for like thrill in life and experiencing deeper and more out of life. You know what I mean? So high school started. Let's begin. And my mother had reconnected with her kind of best friend from high school back then, and they were literally like tight homies. I'm not going to give names, but this is a multi-billionaire in South Africa within the financial industry and within assets, within politics as well. Very, very big in oil and mining, as well as for, you know, being a pioneer of certain things like the Black economic empowerment movement. I mean, that was this guy. But anyways, moving past, they reconnected, and you know what I mean. My mom spent a lot of time with her friend, because coming back into South Africa, I could tell like it was almost like I watched my parents almost give up a lot, because they had this whole lifestyle that they created and the success that they created around the globe and around Africa, and, you know, in the travel space. And then they came here and had to settle down. My mom became remote, and it became a much more relaxed lifestyle. And I think that was a great way for her to obviously like escape that. So as a condition, my little ass high schooler spent most weeks, I mean pretty much every week, to be honest with you, growing up at this dude's house. And I mean, again, I'm very generous to his name in regards, because he's helped me a lot in life as well with my own journeys, and, you know, giving me motivation and creating interests and intents for me. But again, like, I spent most of my childhood growing up, because we obviously just like started going there. They reconnected, and it was obviously like a safe space and my mom's space, and she would work from his house, and it was just kind of the norm. So my little ass was just growing up, going home from school, sometimes in a Ferrari, sometimes in this dude's Range Rover, whatever it may be. Sorry, I am at a co-work space right now, so for anyone that walks past, I don't know if they maybe don't see the camera here, but I do excuse that. But very gratefully, again, like sometimes a Mustang. I remember we had a Mustang from this guy for a while. We had a Ferrari, California for a while. We also had a BM once. But he would either be just like picking me up from school with his driver, or he would give my mom like a different car, just like go back to this dude's house in Clifton. And I would just either be with my friends and just living my little chilled ass life, like growing up here. And I mean, it was incredible. This guy lived in 120. It was sold. I'll put it on screen. It was sold in 2022 for 120 million brand, the one floor of the apartment, and he had the bottom two. It's the most expensive two of the whole lot in Eventide, Clifton. It's quite a well-known space for the residential geeks and the real estate geeks in Cape Town, South Africa. Anyways, moving on, like a lot of my childhood was spent here, and I won't lie, very quickly it started to mold a bit of an image. I was in high school. I was becoming a lot more conscious about life. I was starting to mold the desires that I wanted in this life. I think that's also where we get a lot of the things that we want in this life. We're like, okay, I want that car, I want this lifestyle. You know what I mean? A lot of that comes in high school. So coming from Zanzibar and Tanzania, and what I already had experienced in Manemba Island, I was very exposed to luxury and wealth, but I was also very exposed to it through a lens that was like, okay, I love this, but through a lens of like being able to be fulfilled inside of it and enjoy it. Like, I think we should all be free enough and achieve a certain level of freedom and wealth so that we can experience those things freely, so that you can sit on a beach like a child and just laugh and just be yourself. You know what I mean? It's not about spending $10,000, and it's not about being in the most prestigious places. For me, it's about returning to an island where, you know what I mean, it's just off the grid. It's about returning to nature in a way that is, beautifully created with people in it, and where the environment's curated to be something like where I grew up, to be honest. So taking that, and then taking, obviously, excuse that person again, taking that, and then taking, obviously, growing up in this billionaire's house, I very quickly started to frame a certain level of lifestyle that I wanted to get myself to personally in life, that I could afford to get myself to, like, and pay for myself, or, free of, my parents, of anything for that regard. So it very quickly became like I wanted to be a business person. I wanted to be responsible for a lot, and I wanted to, once again, I'm excusing me, it's crazy, but I was wanting to be responsible for a lot, and I wanted to lead a life of luxury, of wealth, of honestly getting myself all back to where I came from, not because of a lack of, but more because I just wanted the same fulfillment that I felt growing up. And you know what I mean? Like, when you're exposed to a lot growing up, it becomes quite normal. I have to be very, very honest there. And you start to enjoy things differently. Again, like, you drop your guard, you drop the desire to acquire something, and it becomes more a desire to go like, okay, how can I imagine here? Or how can I create? And so I was just that kid since day one, I guess. So high school's passing, you know what I mean? I'm coming out of high school. I unfortunately did lose that family friend and family member, as I would say, in politics. I won't get into the details there, but unfortunately we lost him. And now I am obviously like graduating high school. I'm entering college, so I'm deciding what I want to do. So I personally, I'll go into my college experience a little bit. Just dropped my phone, excuse that. But I'll go into my college experience a little bit to demonstrate more so the thoughts that arose from my experience in college. I felt pushed into making a decision because I had to do something with my life. You know what I mean? I think we all go to college because we're like, either I want to do this, I want to pursue this because it leads to this. That's a rare few of us. Or you are pushed into something that you're like, okay, this could lead to opportunities that I can figure out later, leading you into a life that you haven't necessarily strategized and planned out. So I dived into digital design, learning branding, learning video production, learning graphic design. A couple months in, I hit a wall with mental health and with, I'll be very honest here, we were like entering the times of like COVID and all of that. And my mother was in a lot of stress because of living, by herself, single mother. My father was kind of around Africa. Again, no, trust me, there's no bad blood in the family, but the general dynamic is my mom became very responsible for me in my life, and she also had some rough periods in life and created a little bit of debt for herself. So we were in a bit of an interesting place financially as well. My family was a lot of stress for me at that time of my life, in the first college and the second college I went to. So 6 months into the first college, I was like, I'm not really conforming with the information the way it's taught here. Excuse me. I felt like I needed to take myself out and take myself somewhere else. Also, there was so much going on in my mind that I felt so pulled by something that was limiting the way I could see, therefore the way I could act, and therefore the way I could experience this life. So I switched courses. I tried out digital design. 3 months in, I realized I was like, okay, it wasn't the course, it was me. So I dropped the fuck out. Decided to go into personal study, to honestly dive into one thing and one thing only, and that's self-mastery, to get myself to a position where I was clear enough to make a decision on what I wanted out of this life, truly, but also to a point where I felt happy, felt okay, fulfilled. You know what I mean? I wasn't destroyed by the things externally in this life that sometimes happen. As the Stoics would say, we're not in control of what happens outside of us, but we are obviously in control of how we react to what happens outside of us. Not, to push over Stoicism. I think that's extremely unhealthy, but I think it's a very good mantra to have. Mine personally is understand to outsmart, and it's helped me to this day. Anyways, taking myself out of that experience, I basically was out of college just now. I'm like, okay, I gotta find out what I'm gonna do, gotta figure myself out. So I was like, I'm gonna start a business. And that was at first me freelancing. Until this point, many of you guys obviously do know. Some of you guys are, new followers here or new viewers here. If you are, please drop a follow so you don't miss anything. And there's previous videos that explain all of this, but many of you don't know. Until this point, like finishing colleges, I'd already started multiple companies, drop shipping, e-com. I've been in crypto. I'd done a lot up until this point. Collectively made enough mistakes to say I knew what was going on fairly well, more so than I think your average individual my age, regarding the online space, regarding business, regarding conducting business by yourself and starting your own company. So I freelanced for a while, eventually just figuring my way out during the release of WAP. But you know what I mean? Like, as tools online slowly progressed over the years, I built education companies, I was figuring myself slowly as, tools progressed, as technology advanced, to be honest with you, and as AI came into the online space. I obviously continued as a consultant. I built and created brands for other people on social media, and I started as a freelancer, eventually went into the agency model, and, now I'm here scaling a portfolio company, and I'm the head of it at the age of 23. And I do have to just say, business is a journey of iteration. It's a journey of growth. Like, you're not going to find like one size fits all. You're not going to find that one piece of information that takes you straight to, financial freedom and to stability. I'm still working my way up to the goals that I have set. I want to do $100 million in client, revenue coming through my own softwares, etc., by the year of 2035, and so much more. Like, there's a lot of goals that I've had placed along my journey as it's unraveled and become clearer as time has gone by as well. I think that's also something to remember. Like, ideas don't come out fully formed. I eventually started figuring myself out, as WAP came out, as WAP progressed, as different softwares came out, as Claude came out, as agentic AIs came out. Like, everything has been a really substantial part of my journey. Even like personal study of philosophy on the daily, it's been probably one of the biggest things, and one of the things that is hidden and in the back of what people would expect to actually take us to our goals, as well as paying for mentors, paying over $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 sometimes. I've spent $104,000 before, $104K on a mentorship, my bad. And even that itself, it's about driving yourself into the positions of perception and thinking, so that the way you see produces a way of acting, produces a certain output. And now I'm here. I lead like I said, a portfolio company that positions me as a consultant doing strategy for entrepreneurs on social media, because it's the space where I see my own knowledge and skills most applicable. It's the space where I see what I've learned across my entire journey, just even growing up and seeing how I see things. It's the space where I see myself most valuable because of my perception. So it's exactly why I do well here. I built a journey authentically, and I built something for real, and I shared every step of the process along the way. And that's exactly why I'm here. It's exactly why I am conducting business online, and it's why people trust me enough to be their strategist online. So talking about all this, right, the goal was simply to express enough context so you guys get to know me a little bit, so you guys get to know how I think and why I think like I do a little bit more. And I think I've successfully done that. So being someone who is I'm self-employed, I'm financially free now. I am, you know what I mean, I'm scaling my own company. I have equity in multiple other different companies. The camera died, so I figured I'd just come onto my phone just to finish this off and to say to you guys, as the CEO of my own company that is scaling, you know, it's a company that's hiring very slowly the people that fit into our standards, of course. I'm 23 years old. You can do fucking anything you set your mind to. I was dealt a very, very good set of cards in the beginning that allowed me to think very clearly, and I'm here now because I never let go of that thought, that dream that I could be more, right? Do not along this way at all ever set yourself limitations without ever trying, without ever thinking deeper on the goals that you maybe have or the desires that you maybe have. Trust me, when you set your mind to something and you actually hold that concentrated attention, all that you have to do is act clearly. A clean perception with clean actions, nothing stops you but your will to act. And this is exactly what I've learned across my journey. Like, since I was literally growing up on a private island in Manemba Island, Zanzibar, to, you know, growing up and starting my first days on content, building my first video agency when I was living kind of just back and forth, going to my mom's best friend's house, who was a multi-billionaire, and learning so much from what I would observe and analyze, to today, where I, you know, have spent literally multiple years scaling my own company, other people's companies, working on my craft, studying every single day, loving what I do because of the one word, fulfillment, at the end of the day. Knowing that nothing stops me. If I've got a clean perception, clean actions, my will to act is like a go button for my manifestations in this life and for the goals that I have. So I want that to be the same for you, and I hope this video helped. If this is obviously the first time you guys are seeing me, please just drop a follow. Obviously, it helps more than you guys realize, and it's the free thing that you can do to obviously interact with myself, my company, and what we've built, this culture that we've built. And if you guys want to work more one-on-one, and if you own a company or you're online and doing whatever business it may be that you're doing, send me a message on Instagram. We can kind of just obviously take calls from there, and you're going to get in touch with my team first. We'll kind of discuss a couple things with you and just see if you're the right fit, and we can take it from there. Anyways, I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Obviously, daily uploads right now, so let's go.